Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. And as you can see, we've already started here. Who do you, Jim, see making a difference here?
Well, this guy Pedro Neto is a real...
Terrific header! Didn't quite get enough on that.
Yeah, some good movement inside the box. No shortage of targets here.
And here's Cruyff. Oh, it's come loose. Haaland.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Pedro Neto. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Bellingham. Chouameni. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Now it's Cruyff. He's on it, can he get away? Oh, that's fabulous. Great chance! Oh, it's fallen kindly here. What a wonderful goal!
Well, once more, it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Look, that's one of the first things you learn, whether you're a striker or not. Just anticipate a goalkeeping parry or spillage, and sometimes you'll get lucky, it'll come your way.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Best, and that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Pedro Neto. And it's Mendes. Played over towards the opposite flank.
Good ball, that too.
Araujo. And here's Haaland. Vietnam are behind here, despite their domination of possession. You have to say, that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. Pedro Neto. Vitinha. And he was quick to react.
Vietnam are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Bellingham. Manchester United finding their passes. And it's Mendes. Threads one in. Hoisted in. Oh, that was vital. Can he finish? Chance here to counter. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Haaland. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Well, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. This certainly looks appetising, well within shooting range.
Yeah, this could well be defining when you're looking back on events.
He's in a great position here. And this is Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. And it's made its way to him. Now it's Vitinha. Shoots!
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And, of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. He is through here. Best! That was superb goalkeeping.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Bellingham. Passing is crisp and sharp. And a chance! It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get their reward if they can stick at this.
Kimmich can get it clear. Messi gets into a good position. And the shot! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt. Engages and forces him off the ball. Vietnam couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do with more sharpness in their passing. He's in plenty of space here. Cruyff. Oh, well cut out, no margin for error there at all.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Bellingham. Bellingham is the team's great visionary. Best. Now it's Cruyff.
There will be 1 minute at
Cruyff.
a time.
Decent chance! It's run loose. Oh, he's been caught napping. Tries a shot! Denied by an instinctive save.
Bellingham clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
This possibly the last play of the half. Oh, what a climb! And we've reached half-time. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
So we're just settling back into this second half.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Oh, no, that was never going to make it. Messi, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Picked out brilliantly. Great skill, that's nice. Mbappe. Oh, shooting chance! It's there! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. He made it happen, squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Well, I'm sat here, Peter, thinking that the keeper might have done a little better then. Maybe his positioning wasn't great, but then again, I don't think he had a wonderful view of it.
Substitution on the field. Number 21.
Vietnam choosing to make the first change.
Number 20.
Manchester United are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
That's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Number 22.
And he's in on goal.
Number 11. Palmer.
Well, the way this game is offering less possession, they'll need to have a very good conversion rate.
Potw. Manchester United can breathe again, just.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
It's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. Vitinha. Vitinha really struggling to influence the game.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that, and quickly.
This looks promising. Knocks it into space.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
Might be danger here. Palmer. Vietnam are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. He'll try to keep this alive. Shifted upfield. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Passes coming off in quick succession here. Mbappe. Vitinha. Petri. And the shot! They've scored! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Vietnam are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Substitution on the field. Number 4.
We have got
Vitinha.
changes here from both sides, in
Coming on
fact.
the field is
We have got
number
ourselves a
15,
game here.
Federico
Well, what a
Valverde.
difference a goal makes.
Substitution in
Now all of a
progress.
sudden it seems the belief is back.
Pedri. And here's Dembele.
Vietnam really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
This is a really front-footed approach.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
That's a lovely, neat pass. That's a foul, no two ways about it. There could be trouble here, but for now the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. Comfortable claim for the keeper.
Ah, look, his thinking was more audacious than his attempt.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him. They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Best. Nothing wrong with that tackle, ball won cleanly. Now it's Palmer. Palmer. Can he spark a counter here? Now, can they get him away? Best. He's got away. Vietnam must do something here, and very quickly.
At least they're going about it as they should, having brought this on themselves.
Palmer. Kimmich. Here's Chouameni. Now that looks a decent ball.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
And he shoots! Nice control. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Messi.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Over to the left. Best. He's shifting through the gears here. He's gone down, but the referee just tells him to get back up again. Always onto this. He's had a shot! And he was there to get a vital touch.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it. All the big boys are set for this. It's like Land of the Giants in there.
Kimmich plays it short. Mendes receives it in a good position here. Palmer! It's in! Tying minutes, and we're all square again. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
And time is up. Decent game of football, that. Intense, intriguing. And both sides, as it turns out, unable to be separated. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Listen, the more this
Please
game
take
went
this
on, a
opportunity
draw
to
was
pay a visit
always
to our
likely to
official
be on the
store,
card.
where
So
memorabilia from
overall, I
today's
don't
match
think
are
anyone
now
will be
available.
complaining too much about what they've got.
And all that remains for me is... Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant
Hello,
buzz in the
everybody,
stadium,
and
and the
welcome
players
to
on the
today's
pitch are
match.
raring to go any minute now. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. There's the whistle.
The Netherlands promoted the philosophy of total football, and Clarence Seedorf is one of its finest exponents.
Yeah, pretty hard to find a weakness, isn't it?
Yeah, and for all his strengths, Peter, I think it's his passing that stands out mostly for me. He supports all of that with real determined movement, whether he plays as a 10 or deeper.
And it's Bellingham. Played out wide. Oh no, this does not look good. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Plays in a terrific header. Harmlessly behind. Pele. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Oh, it's Dembele. Seedorf. Yamal. And he welcomes it in. That's a lovely, neat pass.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Chouameni. And it's Palmer. A nice sequence of passes, this. Lukaku. Now there's a fine ball. Vietnam have themselves a corner, I think. Yes, they do. It's their second corner of the game. Kimmich with the short one. Oh, such a clever touch. Cucurella. Big header! It's a pretty loose pass. Great ball, and he's in here! Vietnam are enjoying the lion's share of possession, but nothing yet to show for it. And he's searching through. Shot a goal! Oh, split-second reaction.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
And a shot! Just not quite happening for him just now.
Yokohama F. Marinos really can be very happy with the way they're going about things, Peter. They'll want to capitalise on this good spell, though.
Yamal. And here's Dembele. Bellingham purring through the gears. Out of play for a goal kick. Ronaldinho, of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. He has found the way through. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Now it's Pelé. Palmer. Vietnam do have a chance to counter here. Nicely spread. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Rummenigge. Tries to pass it through. Bellingham. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Yamal's cross. In he goes again! Oh, off the bar! And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders. Yamal.
Niceties are not part of this approach. This is actually quite aggressive.
Oh, that's a fine interception. Vitinha. Dembele. Oh no, that was never going to make it. And they're not going to make any further progress now. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And it's Ronaldinho. Seedorf conjures time and space where few can. Looking to play him, and the shot! It is a fantastic goal! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order!
Well, I don't want to be overly harsh on the defensive side of things here, Peter, but the build-up was so slick and executed with such quality, it made life just that bit too difficult for them.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, this will present the manager with a few interesting options, Peter. Try sitting on this or push on with the opposition now forced to come out.
And that's put paid to a promising move. There's the shot! Sticks it away! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye!
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Vietnam grab the equaliser and we're all square.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so...
And he shoots! Goal! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Yeah,
And that'll be the final action of the first half. That was a very watchable and entertaining half of football, and it's fair to say that both teams have played their part.
Please be made
Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides.
yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. Try to get another now and establish that two-goal cushion early in the second half.
And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Vietnam can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Rummenigge. Yokohama F. Marinos have reclaimed it. Can he finish? And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Yokohama F. Marinos have their second corner now. And that's a simple one for the keeper. And now they can spring out of defence. Vitinha kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Bellingham looking to penetrate opposition lines. Ronaldinho. Well, that's a good run down the left. Pele going about things with real menace. Seedorf. And that's an excellent interception. Quality ball. The pressing's intense and it's paid off. That has not gone well.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Yokohama F. Marinos looking to pass their way through, and it's Palmer. And the pass is intercepted.
Unless they can devise a quick counter-attacking plan, they're going to need to see much more of this ball.
He is just caressing the ball. Nice interception, well timed. And he's there to clear it.
Vietnam really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing.
Can he finish? They've done it! Again, we are level. What a contest!
I could watch this every week, Peter. Talk about strength of character. Wonderful.
He made it happen. Squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Well, I'm sat here, Peter, thinking that the keeper might have done a little better then. Maybe his positioning wasn't great, but then again, I don't think he had a wonderful view of it.
And now he has two.
Substitution on the field, number 18.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually.
Dembele.
This is quite a battle.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
Coming on the field.
Hoeneß showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite... Oh, shooting chance! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Pulisic.
Vietnam
Number
have their
7,
third corner.
Pedro Neto. Substitutions taking place.
Kaká can get it clear. And now a sudden chance to counter. So it's going to be another corner. So their fourth corner of the game. They've played it short. Yokohama F. Marinos have the chance to go the other way. And this is Azar. Van Dijk did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter. There was absolutely no space to work with.
Kaká will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Yokohama F. Marinos needed that. They really needed it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Hernes. He's a sharp little ball here. Looking for the run. It's a threatening ball. Gives it back.
Modern football.
He's had a shot! And he's following up! And no, he couldn't find the finish.
Oh, unlucky. There's the urgency they need, and it nearly brought them a goal.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Schmeichel punts it upfield. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Into the last 5 minutes. Pulisic.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Valverde. Mbappe receives it in a good position here. Cannavaro defending his corner stubbornly. Stood up very well to his man.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Now it's Thuram. Saliba gets across to intercept that. Azar is a player who's always giving defenders headaches. Pulisic. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. So it does end all square. Inspiration, perspiration, both on show in equal measure. Just not enough on either side to find a winner.